Hello and welcome to Off Script. It's a podcast all about reality TV and we're talking about Married at First Sight again. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. No more singing from me. My name's Hannah Bowman and yes, love me some MAFS. And I'm wearing long sleeves today because Sydney has all of a sudden just decided that it is winter. And it's bloody freezing today. I've got the Ugg boots on and everything. I can't believe it. But yes, anyway, let's get into MAFS. And I've been having many thoughts this week. I've got two main things I want to talk about. Firstly, the Stan after show. This week it had Jamie from last season and Dom from 4 seasons ago, kind of like reacting to what's going on. And it's like, okay, I get that Gia doesn't want to come on the show, but I wonder if there's like anyone else that refused to go on the show so they filled the slot with like old cast members, or Jamie and Dom would just be good for ratings so they did that. I don't know. I just found it really weird to watch Jamie and Dom react on the Stan show when they didn't have to go through that themselves. So like on the normal MAFS, we have the normal MAFS edit, and then the Stan show, they're showing like unseen footage or audio that hasn't been heard before because someone's mic'd up and they're just chatting to a producer, or they've gone to the bathroom and they're chatting to someone. And it creates like such a high level of scrutiny. So it's like this year's cast are being judged from 2 shows instead of 1. And I feel sorry for people that are like getting a fairly good edit on MAFS but then getting the whiplash of people seeing them not behaving so well on the Stan show. I think for Alissa, the footage they showed of her at the couples retreat, it's like, why did they portray her as being so perfect throughout the show, but then we're seeing this all of a sudden? It's confusing to me. And the thing in relation to Jamie and Dom is like them judging these people when they didn't have to go through that on their season was uncomfortable to me, because Jamie and Dom were both outspoken. I mean, Dom especially, God, can you imagine what she probably said when she was mic'd up, or like unseen parts of her filming, or audio when she's talking to a producer or talking to someone that's, you know, behind a wall, behind a door, gone to the bathroom, stepped out of the main filming area, but still mic'd up. I just think there would be so much that those 2 women did that could have been used against them that wasn't on the main MAFS show, that it was uncomfortable to watch them then scrutinize other people going through the same thing, but having that extra level of scrutiny. Am I making sense? Does anyone else feel this way? I don't know. It just really rubbed me the wrong way, because I know there's always that rhetoric about like, don't trust the edit, and like there's more to it than what you see on TV. But it's just weird when you're creating multiple different storylines. Like we could have had the Alissa's crazy storyline from the couples retreat, but you saved it for like 2 weeks later. Me no comprehendo. But yeah, I think it's like that slide from grace that we're seeing from Alissa and David to get them to final vows and have it not work out. And as I said the other day, to make the storyline make sense. And when Juliet was being so horrible, and when you had the Bec and Rachel situation, the Gia and Juliet situation on the couples retreat, there was no space for Alissa to be crazy as well. So they've waited, held on to that, and now they're bringing it up now. It's just like baffling. And then like the other footage they showed of Alissa is horrendous. The one of her saying to David, like, what are your assets? Like, I work with sponsors. I have a house. Like, I've traveled to 20 countries. Like, that is who I think I thought she was going to be when we first saw her on the cast list. Like, the TikToker and, you know, in the first episodes when she's like, who's your daddy? I'm your daddy, like that type of stuff. So in a way, I'm glad we're seeing this side of her because it is what I predicted from her. But God, it's just the whiplash of seeing it at the 11th hour, you know. But that's TV, I guess. And I'm confused about David in all of this because I don't think he's as perfect as he's trying to portray himself. But I mean, it's hard when you're up against someone like Alissa who is so overtly out there and easy to judge, if that makes sense. The other thing I want to talk about from this week is Bec and Danny. And obviously Danny's whole thing about a man moving in with a woman makes him a little bitch is just ridiculous. It's 2026. Move in. You can pay for all the groceries and pay for a holiday away. She has the house, let her have the house. It drives me insane. It drives me insane. Or, you know, figure it out as you go, but don't say that you're a little bitch because you move into a woman's house. It's just so stupid. This whole masculinity thing and blah, blah, blah. And as a man, oh my God, take a shot every time they say as a man because I'm sick of it. As a woman, I'm sick of hearing this crap. But I think there was a really good point brought up this week to the fact that Danny, and I've not trusted Danny for a long time. Watch back this podcast and you will see I have long had really icky feelings about him. And this week we figured out why. He is so different to her than he is in his voxies. To her face, he is saying most of the right things, not always, but he is saying I'd move to Adelaide and I'd do this, I'd do that. But then he goes and does his voxies and it's the complete opposite. And that's what's making her look so silly because of course she's in love with him. Of course she's saying, I love you when they're having that connection there. And then she's not seeing what he's saying to the producers and to the voxies. So even if they do make it at the final vows, I don't think the relationship could survive watching the show and seeing what he says in those voxies, because those are the moments that you're God, he is not in this relationship. He is so far away and so disconnected and not liking X, Y, Z. But then to her face, he's this is great. I love it. I love your family. I love Adelaide, blah, blah, blah. And I think it's just that classic thing where it makes her look silly, but she can only take what he's saying at face value, even though it's not what he really thinks. I don't know, guys. I don't know. If I had the time and the hours to go through all of the footage, the raw footage, and see what these people are actually like and not just what we see on camera, honestly. The other thing that I found very interesting was, I'm happy that Chris and Sam came to the Stan show separately because I think it would have just been a nightmare together, and I think it actually turned out better. But Chris saying that him and Gia aren't actually that good of friends, but then on social media, didn't they just get matching tattoos and he was doing a speech at her birthday and they're besties? So I found that very strange. So I don't know what's going on between Chris and Gia, because you're saying one thing, but then we're seeing another. So I don't know. It's all very confusing, but that's MAFS, isn't it? Nothing makes sense. Oh my God, my mic is so wonky. Why did no one tell me that at the beginning? Well, I've fixed it just to say goodbye. Farewell.